think it's fair to say that there was some expectations for the first Assassin's Creed. And I think it's also fair to say that not everyone thought that it lived up to its potential.
No.
So, what about the sequel?
Well, let's just say that the first one had a really cool concept. I really like especially for someone that's interested in the history of the Assassins and the Templars and all that stuff that you can care less about. But the thing with that game was it looked pretty, it played pretty well, just happened to be insanely boring for most of the part.
There you have it.
Yeah, it's sadly the most repetitive platforming free-running game I've ever played. Have they fixed that? Yes, they have, actually.
Hey!
Hey! I was just going to go out and say that, first of all, Assassin's Creed 2 is a much better game than the first one. They've actually listened to a lot of the complaints that were levied against the first Assassin's Creed.
Not the least, the repetition.
The repetition.
So a lot more diversity in the sequel.
Much more diversity in the sequel. It's still, the basic thing is still the same. It's a story about a guy in the future. They're looking through his genetic memory and see. You can't
so
tell that.
geeky, man.
I know. I actually love that stuff.
It's a
like old like transhumanistic conspiracy buff. So I love that stuff. But anyway, you might not. But anyway, they look back in his genetic memory and they see his ancestors. And this time it's a new assassin called Ezio with a long last name. I can't remember.
Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
But yeah, and it's more or less the same. There's a lot of free running. You get to obviously assassinate people. You get various missions to unlock more memories and to find out more about the story. Because the first one ended in a rather big cliffhanger, and this one starts like more or less the minute after the first one.
Okay.
Much more to do, much more to see. It's the exploration. There's actually a point to it now. You have your own, like they call it a stronghold, but it's more like a small village with a mansion in the middle, and you get to upgrade that and you get to renovate it, and all the stuff you collect, like you had these flags in the first one that you had to find. All that stuff has been replaced by stuff that actually adds value to your stronghold, and you get money that way.
And the money can be spent
for everything from paintings to your house to new weapons.
Okay, so there's actual purpose to it.
Yeah, purpose to it. Yeah.
You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death. You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will! Connor! There! Grab the boy! He's one of
Also, a big bonus this time is that the fact that the main character, Ezio, you can feel for him in a way you couldn't feel for Altair. Even though he was really cool and he had a fairly cool fashion sense for being an assassin in the 12th century, Ezio, Altair was still an arrogant asshole, and Ezio isn't. And you actually feel for him and the terrible stuff that happens to him, and you want to help that.
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avessi sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Respect? After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Fieri. Do not become him.
One of the things that most people who have just seen videos or even seen the real game notice is the production values seem absolutely insane. The graphics, everything.
They are. It's obviously a high-profile game for Ubisoft. If you haven't seen all the commercials on TV on every street corner from here to the other side of the continent. But the production values are very, very high. The graphics, even though the graphics in the first game was really good and the drawing distance was amazing, they built upon that. It looks great. The animations, for most of the part, are great. Ezio looks a bit weird when he's just running along the ground, but when he's jumping and stuff and climbing and stuff like that is amazing. The fighting animations are great as well. So the production value is really high, and yeah, what else can I say? It looks amazing.
So is anything missing from Assassin's Creed, or is this the game that the first one should have been?
It is the game the first one should have been. It's still a bit repetitive, it is.
Okay.
It's still Assassin's Creed, you still have to do things over and over again at certain points, and that should be said. It has a few beauty spots here and there, but overall I'm extremely satisfied with Assassin's Creed 2. I'll never go back to the first one again. If you haven't played the first one,
Don't.
well, don't play this first because you'll never be able to finish the first one. It's a huge step in the right direction. I think that Assassin's Creed 3, which we can expect to come, will, if they take as big a leap as they've done here, that's going to be a freaking awesome game.
So if you're an adult and you want a good action game, this is a strong bid on a Christmas game.
I'd say so, absolutely. Don't buy it for your kid brother. It's 18 plus, but yeah, absolutely. If I hadn't played it already, I'd want it for Christmas.
Finish him!